Hey everyone, it's Kathy from To Dye House. Today is Saturday, November 3rd, and I'm back from my retreat in Massachusetts. I wanted to do a video and get caught up. I wasn't able to get one done before I left, so I want to welcome everyone who's subscribed back, and if you're new here, I want to welcome you in, and I hope you subscribe as well. My boy is right there, settling in, so hopefully he won't be too naughty. I don't think he's going back to sleep, so that's good. I want to start out with these are the people in your neighborhood. I'm filming on my phone today, so I hope it goes okay. I usually film on my iPad, but I forgot to charge it, so it's downstairs charging and really taking its sweet old time. So these are the people in your neighborhood, people who have joined Flosstube recently or are new to me. The first one is Melissa, the red-headed stitcher. She lives in New York. She likes to read, she crochets, and knits. She's a pretty new stitcher and has already taken on Mirabilia, Nora Corbett Mermaid. So, and she's doing really, really well. So that's Melissa. The second is Lisa Abby's Needlework. I didn't write down where she's from, but she does cross stitching and quilting and rug hooking and applique and all sorts of, she's a multi-crafter, so she does a lot of different things, and I found her videos to be really, really enjoyable as well. And so that's Lisa Abby's Needlework. The third one, and I've seen some other people mention this duo recently, are, I was going to say count once, stitch twice. It's count twice, stitch once, right? Similar to cut twice, or measure twice, cut once. And that's Connie and Melina, a mother and daughter team. Really delightful. Melina's a pretty relatively new stitcher, so but doing some really, really great projects, and I really enjoyed their videos as well. So that's count twice, stitch once. And then the last one is Yankee Creek Stitcher, and her name is Jerry. She's in southern Indiana and has done some really great pieces. Her tastes are very similar to mine, so I really enjoy her videos, and she does a lot of quilting as well. So that's Jerry, and that's Yankee Creek Stitcher, and I'll link them all below. I hope he's cleaning. That's my boy. Some unfinished business. I just wanted to mention these again because it's been a while since my last video where I announced the winners for some passing the stash, and I heard from one and got that out to her. That was Susie. She's got her chart as far as I know. I didn't hear back from her that she received it or didn't, so I hope she did. But the other two people who were selected, I haven't heard from yet. And the first one is for Yield Crow, and that was to go to the 1952 Trouble, and I haven't heard from her yet, so I just wanted to mention that that goes to you. And also the Summer Garden, the Festive Little Fobs Summer Garden. That went to Karen Budnick, and I haven't heard from you as well, Karen. So if you would, I did go back and reply to your original comments. So if you would send me your address, I'll make sure and get these out to you. If I haven't heard from you by the end of November, I'm going to go ahead and select someone else who also wanted to receive these charts. And I just wanted to make sure that I gave you another opportunity to claim them before I went ahead and did that, because you were selected on the first go round. for these two charts. So, yeah. So that's some unfinished business. The second thing I have is some goings on, things that, as I mentioned, I was going to Massachusetts for the Primitive Hare Retreat at the end of October. Did that, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I met some really lifelong friends. We had a really, really nice time. We went to, I got there on Saturday. I drove from New Jersey up to Massachusetts. Got there on Saturday. And then on Sunday night, we all went, well, a bunch, not all of us. Some people had gone to the Sleepy Hollow experience there in Sturbridge Village. And it was kind of like a walking musical. So you sort of walked through, and the actors in the experience were kind of putting on a play while you were, and you, as the audience, were kind of like following through their experience. It was really fun. It was really fun. And then the next day, on Monday, Isabel, the Primitive Hare, had put together a bus trip for us to go into Salem. Some people didn't go. There was one lady attending the retreat who was from Salem, so obviously that's her daily life and she didn't need to go. So she didn't go. And a couple of other people did stay behind and spent the day stitching. But there were a bunch of us that went and spent the day in Salem. So at the end of this video, I'll insert some pictures from the Sleepy Hollow experience, and also some Salem pictures. We went to the House of Seven Gables, which was really neat, and did a tour there. It was so funny because it was supposed to rain that day, and it was cloudy and kind of rainy very early in the morning. But by the time we got into Salem, the sun had come out. So we had a really, actually ended up with a really, really nice day to spend in Salem, walking around and doing some sightseeing and some shopping as well. And I'll show you a couple of things. Actually, I'll show you right now a couple of things that I picked up. The first thing was this witch's brew mug. Ooh, that backlight's really bright. From the Jolie Tea Company. It was one of the things we picked up, and it came with a sample of tea. I haven't made the tea yet, but I'll probably do that this weekend because it went from, like, here in New Jersey, we had last week it was really mild, and then last night the storm came through and the temperatures have dropped, and yeah. And actually, you know what, that backlight is really kind of bugging me. So hang on a second, let me see if I can fix that. Okay, I just switched around a little bit. Yeah, I'm kind of out of the groove of doing videos. I feel like I'm a newbie all over again. Okay, so yeah, we went to the House of Seven Gables. You know, I love Salem. It's just, you know, it's the houses, and up there, the trees were already, like, really changed. I mean, the foliage up there was really quite stunning and beautiful. And when I left here, we had some trees that were changed, and I showed you in the past some of the trees that were starting to change. But when I got back, we kind of, like, hit peak here. So it was great. And I'll insert some pictures here of the foliage in this area around where I live, and our trees are putting on quite a show this year. This is our first fall in this house, and I didn't know what to expect, but our trees are really, they're not disappointing. They're looking quite wonderful. One of the other things, oh, I was showing you what I got in Salem. I just picked up a few little postcardy things. Just some little, aren't they cute? Look at the little mermaid and the owl. And the owl in Salem, isn't he sweet? He's something. I love this one. The bat lady, isn't she cute? And then I just thought this was so charming. So I picked those up. And then there was a really cute shop there where I picked up some more cards just to keep in my stash for when I want to mail things to people. Thou shall be badass. I thought that was really cute. This little ghosty one. Isn't that neat? And this witch, the book, Riding the Broom. And I don't know if you can see, but there's like glitter on the card. And I was talking to the ladies that own the shop, and they find these vintage images and then they make the cards themselves and they add the glitter and everything to it. So a lot of creative people in that town. And then I just thought this was really, really cute. Tea time with the girls, it says. Woo, glitter. Here we go. And then I picked this up not to send to anybody. I actually think I'm going to try and find a little frame for it, but I loved it so much, the suffragette movement. And we're coming up on election day, so I thought this would just be really, really cool to have framed in somewhere in the house. Votes for women wanted everywhere. I thought that was really neat. And then I picked up an extra one of this card as well to frame and put somewhere in my craft room because I just really loved it so much. So, so those are some of the cards that I picked up there. And then the other attendees, we all did some found a piece of candy. But look at this. Let me take him out so you can see him. This little guy. Ooh. There we go. Let me see. Get a piece of paper. Look at that little, can you see? That little skull counting pin. Isn't he neat? Someone made that and gifted that to all of us. This little bottle. I don't know if you can see. There are little pins in there. Actually, hold it right side up, Kath. There are little pins in that little teeny bottle. And it says dream on it. Cute. These little guys. They're kind of fun to play with just when you're fiddling around. And someone gave us a bag of little ribbons, trims, and some floss. And here's another little, look at this guy. So cool. This little counting pin with a skull. Put on a ribbon. And a little thing of floss. And then, now where did I put it? Where did you put it, Kath? Oh, stretch. Kim from Sassy Jacks was there and gave us all a little like gift pack with a Sassy Jacks stitchery coaster. I love it. I really think it's so cute just because I think I won't use it as a coaster. I'll probably prop it up here. And then she gave us a little piece of wax. And then this little tiny ruler as well. So thank you, Kim, for that. That was really sweet. And then, let's see what else. Oh, when I was in Salem shopping, there were two, well, one was a needlework shop and the other was kind of a yarn shop, but she had some cross stitch as well. The needlework shop that I happened upon happened to be closed that day. It was on a Monday, and I know sometimes small businesses close on Monday. The town was, you know, it was right before Halloween, and it's Salem, Massachusetts, so it was quite busy. I was surprised that they were closed given all the the people there, but the yarn shop was open when I happened upon it. And so I bought this little kit, this little Salem kit, just kind of as a remembrance of that retreat. And then another shop that I went into, I bought these cute little, like just mini project bags, just the little moon. And then I bought the matching, I thought this would be good for carrying, you know, like scissors and, you know, threaders and seam rippers around. You leave sparkles wherever you go, it says. And then I bought this larger bag as well, making waves. I love mermaids, and I thought she was really cute. She's kind of like one of the Vargas girls, like the pinup girls. Really cute. So that's what I bought while I was in Salem. And then Isabel, the primitive hare, we had a class and a project that was exclusive to the retreat, and this is what it looks like. And while I took other projects, it's a Halloween drum. Isn't it neat? While I took other projects, I ended up working on this one the whole time, and it was the entire kit. Floss and fabric and finishing instructions, all sorts of wonderful things. So this is how far I got on it. I was doing a lot of socializing when I should have been stitching, but I do want to get that done. And oh, when I hold it back, you can really see the color of the floss or the fabric. It's this beautiful, like deep rusty brown orange, gorgeous fabric, gorgeous fabric. So I definitely want to get that done. I worked on that exclusively the whole time that I was there, when I wasn't being a social butterfly. And the other thing she gave us, you know, I had heard this from other people, and it wasn't until I experienced it myself. She gave us anchor floss. The anchor floss. And I had heard other people say how, you know, it's better coverage than DMC 310. Totally is, because this I'm using 2/2, and I am so happy with the coverage on this. So I think I have that whole cone of DMC 310. I don't know if I'll ever use it now. I'll use it for like making cording and things like that, but when it comes to stitching, I'll either use an overdyed or this. I'm going to buy some more of this anchor so that I have it, because I'm really happy with the coverage. It really is a better, it is a better floss when it comes to blacks. Until I saw it for myself. I mean, I'd always heard it, but until you know, use it, you don't really know. So yeah, so that's kind of the primitive hare retreat in a nutshell. Oh, one more thing. One of the ladies there, young lady, her name is Brian, and she is a new designer, and I will link her Etsy shop below, but I'll insert some pictures of her pieces, of some of her designs. Really cute, and one of the most delightful people I've ever met. Such a sweet person, and so much fun. She's just a doll, and I thought these pieces were really cute. You know, the Stitcher, the Ripper. What's the other one? There's a third one. The Stitcher, the Ripper, the Snipper. The Snipper is the third one. And then the Stagecoach one that I'll insert here. That one as well. I ended up going out, and her prices are like $5 for a chart. I mean, it's downloadable PDF. But yeah, so she's a new designer, and if you're interested in those charts, you can go and check her out at the Etsy shop link below. So, so yeah, so we just had such a nice time. The hotel that we stayed at was in Sturbridge, and it was right on the lake, and I'll insert some pictures, like I said, at the end of my view and some of the goings on at our events and our stitching at the hotel. I think the thing is the hotel was quite old. The bed in my room the mattress needed to be replaced, and I knew, because when I was sleeping I'd like roll off to one side and I kept having to push myself back up onto the bed, and I came home with a back problem, which is not good. You know, I'm sure I was contorting myself to try and stay in the bed while I was sleeping, and then I had a 4-hour car ride home. So between the two of those, I've been taking my Advil. So I haven't been to a chiropractor in years, but I almost feel like I need to go and get my back realigned again. So yeah. Okay. Onward. Previous finishes. You know, now that Halloween is over, we're moving into Thanksgiving. I don't have as many Thanksgiving pieces as I do Halloween and Christmas. I think that might be true for many people. But these are a couple of things that I finished. These are punch needle. This little witch punch needle. Now I started to sew felt on the back, but I didn't quite finish it. So I have to get back to that and finish her, get her completed. And then the little pumpkins, the night sky. Now that's supposed to be a bird in there. I don't know if you can see it. The colors that I selected didn't really work out there. So I may go, I don't know if I'll go back and tear it out. But yeah. So those are a couple of punch needles that I finished. This is a previous finish, and this I have now kind of hanging up on my china cabinet. Be Ye Grateful. I think it's a heart and hand. Not sure. But I did this years and years and years ago. And I always liked his long, skinny turkey legs. And then this other one, I framed it myself. I had this little frame. Bountiful. And that might be a trilogy one. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and look. So I have that up on like a little table in my foyer. So those are my previous finishes. Not a lot. I did some stitching at the retreat, but I haven't finished anything. So back to my whip pile. Speaking of which, I didn't work on my Halloween Quaker. I didn't work on All Through the Night. Halloween is in the air, but I did, when I got back, pick up my 'Tis the Season again. So, not a lot of stitching on that, but I did. Everybody's probably seen this by now. And this is where I'm at. Unfold the fabric cap. Here we go. So I did get some, can you see that? There we go. I got all the berries in, the snowflakes in. I love this so much. And it is a fast stitch. For the berries, the chart calls for like an Algerian eyelet, but I just stitched them in because I thought it gave it better coverage and they stood out a little more. I started doing the Algerian eyelets. I just wasn't happy with, I wanted them to be a little more prominent. So I found that if I just stitched the berries, that it was giving me the look that I was going for. So I did that when I got back. And then I'm starting, I had mentioned in my prior video, crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. Today, this is going to be a new start for me today. The All Through the Night Jack. So I'm going to start this today. And I picked up some Zweigart fabric. I was looking for something that was pretty close to the background color of this guy. And when I went to a meetup, right before I left, there was a meetup at Needleworkers Delight. And so I picked up some Zweigart fabric so I could get these guys going. I went through my stash, but it's weird how like you have all this fabric and then the one thing you're looking for you don't have. So I ended up buying fabric and looking forward to starting that. Oops. Oh, and then when I was at my meetup, one of the ladies there, she knows how much I love birds and cardinals, and brought this for me and gifted this to me, this little felt cardinal, and it's an entire kit. Isn't that cute? And she picked that up for me and gave that to me. So thank you, Helen, for this. This looks like I can probably get this guy done in a weekend. So I really love it. I really love it. And I think I'm gonna, when I do it, I'm going to hang it on the coat closet door handle. Maybe, I don't know if the cats will go for it or not. I guess I'll have to wait and see. But I just thought it was so thoughtful of her. It's so sweet. Okay. Some haul. I have some haul. I know that I mentioned in my last video, I was talking about accumulating too much and starting to go through my stash and deciding what I really wanted to keep and what I wanted to get rid of or pass along. And I have a stack, let me tell you. And it's huge. This is what, and I just dropped one. This is what I have pulled out so far. A lot of things that I'm like, I've stitched them. I was hanging on to the charts. I have some shepherd's bush things here that have, you know, some floss left in them. But other charts, I'm not going to stitch these again. So, you know, when I was at the meetup, I picked up a couple of things, and someone who watches my video was kind of busting my chops. She's like, you just said you were not going to be doing this. And I said, well, you should see the stack of stuff I'm getting rid of. So, yeah, I'm going to go through this a little more. My sister, this stack was even bigger. My older sister used to cross stitch, and then she gave it up for a while, but she's retired now. So she's been looking for something to do, and she stopped by yesterday. I was off, and she stopped by and visited, and she said, you know, do you have anything that you know, not going to stitch? And I said, well, now that you mention it, I have a whole stack of things. So go through and pick out what you want. When you're done with them, return them back to me, and I'll pass them on to other people, other stitchers. So she pulled out quite a number of charts out of the stack that I just showed you. So, and I still have more to go through. So I'm doing pretty good with, and you know what? It feels better to me, because when I get something, I don't feel like I'm adding to clutter. I feel like I'm getting something I really want to stitch now, and moving away things that, you know, that I know I'm not going to stitch. So it feels good to me to do that. And when we were at, some of us at the retreat were talking about stash guilt, and I said, you know, by doing this, it's definitely lessened the guilt about having so much. So, and not that you should feel guilty about things that you enjoy, but it just, I needed the reality check. And I also ordered a couple of filing cabinets from Walmart. Boy, just walked by. my boyfriend kept saying to me, you've got to order them. You got to get this stuff under control. So, so I finally ordered them, and then I'm going to get hanging folders, and I'm going to get everything filed. And even through that process, I plan on purging a little more. So, that said, I did acquire some things. So, but the first thing is, it's part of a club that I belong to. And while I was away, the most recent shipment came in. And I love it. It's Plum Street. Look at that. It's called Falling. And the little pilgrims on the horses under the tree. So cute. An entire kit. So I might also try to start this weekend, so I have another Thanksgiving piece to display. And then they're kind of doing like a little theme with each shipment. Oh, there are beads and needles in here and everything. And then they sent, what does it say? It says functional stitching beads. So I have one of these, but I think they have been updated since I made my original purchase. But it's a lighted needle threader, and they're really great. And then these little itty bitty stork snips as well. So that came in while I was out. I also received, let me take this out of the package for you. My boyfriend keeps walking by and he's like, I got this from Down Sunshine Lane. There we go. Actually, it's cute. Scissor foam. The tractor pulling the tree. So I picked that up. Needle Case Goodies and I have a long-standing relationship, and Nancy doesn't disappoint. You know what I'm saying? I did get this because I do have that bowl and I want to do the entire series. I need to get the summer one though. I didn't do the summer one. And then the most recent in the Hometown Holidays Little House. And then I did pick up this Country Cottage. I thought it was cute and it might be fast stitch. And when I get more into my showing you some of my Christmas finishes, I have a Santa's List. I think it was a Lizzie Kate one that I had done. And I thought this would be kind of a cute companion piece to that. And then, you know, when I saw these come out, and it was like the day after my last video where I'm like, I need to slow down my purchases. And then I completely added all these things to my cart fast. I need to slow down my purchases. Apparently this is going to be a process. This is not something that I'm able to do cold turkey. So, I did get the new Brenda Gervais. But look, it's so beautiful. Oh. Winter in Baltimore. And I have the other two. I have autumn and summer. So, Candy Cane Wishes. Look at that guy. So cute. The Mice Plum Pudding. With the flour sack. Isn't that adorable? And then all bundled up as well. And then the Festive Little Fobs Christmas edition. And then, this was a gift to me, but this is from Audrey Stitchy Witch 42. She had experimented and dyed some floss, and then she sent me some, and it's called Witch's Brew. Let's see if I can find. Isn't that pretty? It's kind of like a purple, gray. I thought it was so pretty. Beautiful job, Audrey. I mean, really well done. And if this was your first time trying to dye floss, you nailed it, girl. Okay. Let's go through. I'll save the retreat stuff to last. I did get, oh, this I got from Needleworkers Delight. This, again, right side up. Isn't it cute? Happy Halloween. And then I bought this because I liked the stand-up pilgrims and the stand-up Native Americans. I just thought it was really adorable. And look at the turkey. I thought it was really, really sweet, and I'd like to do kind of like a display. Now, obviously, this isn't going to happen for this Thanksgiving, but it will give me something to work on. And then I did pick up this kit from Needleworkers Delight as well. Look at those little pumpkins, and it's a full kit. Isn't it cute? And this is stitched 1/1, so that's going to be an intense project, but they had the model there all stitched up, and it was gorgeous, just gorgeous. This one I picked up to do for my aunt who taught me to stitch when I was 12. She likes everything kind of like rustic log cabin-y. It's Cricket Collection, and it's called Winter Cabin. But I think I might try and do this one for her. It's right up her alley. Or maybe I'll give her the chart and say, here's something for you to stitch. And then, you know, my love affair with mittens. I love mittens. And so I got this for those mittens at the top. Cricket Collection. It's called Woolen Mittens 2. Really cute. And then I picked up Arlene Cohen. For those of you who don't know, is a floss tuber, but she's also a designer, and she has some really beautiful designs. She's also now submitting to Just Cross Stitch, and so some of her designs are being published in Just Cross Stitch. And her designs are beautiful. They're really beautiful, and they're simple. They're simple and elegant and just classic. And I loved that. And then her other design, The Praise of the Needle. And it says, The praise of the needle. To all dispersed sorts of arts and trades, I write the needle's praise that never fades. So long as children shall be got or born, so long as garments shall be made or worn, so long as hemp or flax or sheep shall bear their linen, woolen fleeces year by year, yea, till the world be quite dissolved and past, so long at last the needle's use shall last. So, oh, loved. Just a tribute to your needle. Isn't that amazing? So I picked those up. Good thing I went through my stash and started destashing, right? Like I said, I think that's going to be a process. I thought it would be easier. But there were things that I did want to get that I did ask myself the, oh, that's beautiful, but will I stitch it question. So, so it's not as much as it could have been. So I guess that's progress, right? Baby steps. And then Isabel, the Primitive Hare, had a boutique at the retreat, and I picked up, this is I think one of her newer designs, the little fireplace Yule. And you know what attracted me? The plum pudding on the mantle. Yep. I can't believe I've never gotten this one before. Definitely Salem inspired, Rebecca Nurse. And one of the other ladies there, oh, I met Andy, Nana's Needles, I think is her channel name. She had done this, and she said every stitch for her was a pleasure, that she really, really enjoyed it. So I can't believe I had never done it before. And then the Santa's treasure box. Isn't that, look at that. It's finished into a house shape, and it's in a box, and the little book and fob fit inside. It's, look at the end piece. And I did do Be an Elf from the one of the Just Cross Stitch Christmas ornament editions. So I kind of have a coordinating ornament to go with this. And then finally, this was a new release for her. And, you know, again, and you see the models all stitched up. The Old Winter. And look at that deer. Look at the fabric. That landed in my bag. But look at that fabric. Isn't that amazing? Her printed fabrics. Her fabric is, and it smells like Italy. It's gorgeous. Just gorgeous. So, so I picked those up. And now I'm completely into Christmas stitching. Although I do want to finish that Halloween drum because I really am loving it. So, so that's it in the way of haul. And like I said, I'm getting better, but I need to continue to practice control when it comes to shopping online and seeing what's out there and deciding what I want to buy and what I like to look at but don't necessarily need to buy. So if anybody has any pointers to facilitate that process, I would appreciate it. So I guess that's about it for me for today. I will link the Flosstubers I mentioned in my video below. I will link Ryan's shop, and her shop name, and I don't think I mentioned it, is Wild Violet Cross Stitch, and her mom's favorite flower was the wild violet, so she named her shop after her mom's favorite flower, which that just tugs on my heartstrings. So I want to thank you for stopping by. I apologize, it's been quite a while since my last video. Hopefully I'll get back into more of my routine again. I'm going to do one before Thanksgiving and hope to have some decent progress on my projects by then. I'll insert some pictures here of Salem and Sturbridge and the Sleepy Hollow experience. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks. And until then, take care. Peace.
We hope you have a peaceful journey through the Sleepy Hollow experience.
You're in the bosom of one of those spacious coves which indent the eastern shores of the Hudson. Black is the color of my true love's hair.
This one has your voice. It's extraordinary.
Ah, please, call me Katrina.
Oh, yes, of course. Katrina, please forgive me. I do not usually sing duets.